I want to talk today about the importance of processing pain that shows up in our body and the power of understanding how energy works and using these modules of energetic work to process pain in our systems. Now, I'm not a doctor, so nothing that I'm saying here is going to be medically backed up. However, I am a practitioner of the energetic arts for a very long time now. And oftentimes, as we learn to use our bodies in different ways, as we apply ourselves in different sports and activities, we're bound to come across pain. In fact, for me today, I'm definitely feeling it in one of my knees, and I'm just reminded of the power of putting in place an energetic practice that allows us to settle into the underlying issues that are actually coming to the surface for us to address. You see, we have more than just a physical body. You need to first come to the understanding and the acceptance that we are actually souls inhabiting a body. And so as souls inhabiting a body, anything that we are experiencing on this physical plane must in itself be correlated to some form of emotion and, more importantly, some soul lesson. So, for example, if you are currently experiencing a lot of lower back pain, one of the possibilities behind this is not just whatever activity got you to strain your lower back, but there is often a lesson to be learned. For example, maybe it's because you're feeling unsupported financially or unsupported emotionally by the people around you. Or maybe it's because actually the pain itself allows you to be somewhat disabled and you can allow yourself to withdraw from certain activities that you're actually afraid of. There could be a number of situations that lead to certain forms of pain. So we need to really get to the bottom of it. We need to get to a subconscious level to understand what exactly are we playing back in our minds that's creating this perception of reality, which in its current moment is very true to us and feels very real. So, for example, today as I'm experiencing a lot of pain in my knee, I'm asking myself, is it because I actually want to shy away from certain activities that have been causing strain? And if I do shy away for more than a few days, how does this impact my physical state, my mental state, and my emotional state? And you should always be asking yourself the same questions. A lot of people who are experiencing certain critical medical conditions or chronic medical conditions, I should say, that lead to them being inhibited in their daily lives, that they can't live their lives to their fullest extent, it's actually an opportunity for you to assess which areas of your life are you not showing up for yourself very fully. Or, even more importantly, if you're showing up but you're not getting the results that you want, what are you telling yourself silently in the recesses of your mind when nobody is looking, when you're going for a stroll, when you're going for the groceries, when you're going about the mundane daily tasks? What are you actually telling yourself that might be impacting you so that you're experiencing this form of pain? And the second piece to all of this is the emotional pain. You see, emotional pain is one of those things that we have been conditioned as children from a very young age to try and curb and cut out. How many times have you heard a parent say to a baby or a child, a toddler, stop it, stop crying? Now, whenever we hear this as a child, we start believing that our emotions are not valid, that perhaps it's wrong for us to feel a certain way, that it's not okay to express these emotions that we're feeling. And what you need to understand is every single emotion that you have experienced in this lifetime is valid. And you need to give yourself the energetic space to settle into that emotion itself, feel it fully. and recognize how emotion actually travels in waves like everything else. It's a form of energy, and scientists will tell you that energy transfers in waves, and we all know that acoustic vibration, for example, the radio, music, it's also in waves. So the energy behind the emotion that we have once experienced is still locked in your body in some shape or form if you haven't allowed yourself to feel it fully. This could occur in the form of grief if you've lost a loved one. It could occur in the form of heartache through a very, very painful breakup. It could occur in the form of feeling very low self-worth because you've gone through certain traumas or abuse as a child or in your early teenage years or even early 20s. Whatever you have experienced that has led you to this point in your life, be grateful for it, but also recognize how it has acted as a barrier to prevent you from moving further forward. For example, maybe you've built up a false ego identity. A false ego identity that is so tightly knitted and clinging to something that happened in the past. For example, somebody who never travels by plane because they had one particular incident on a plane that scared them. Or people that are claustrophobic because as a child they were stuck in an elevator. It could be a number of experiences, and most of us have experienced many different experiences that accumulate, like you're stacking up the different layers in a hamburger. These different ingredients stack up in our lives, causing us to start creating a false belief in our mind. And I say false belief because beliefs can change. Beliefs are nothing but repetitive thoughts that we've told ourselves over and over again. And unless we give ourselves the space to start believing a different belief, we will continue to play back the same stories in our mind and then the same events and circumstances in our lives that lead to the same results. So for me, today, I'm taking it a little easy, and I'm also recognizing how this knee pain is causing me to be less active in terms of activities that I normally would really push myself through physically, and it's allowing me to settle into this space of being in front of the camera speaking to you. So if you enjoyed this particular video, if anything that I've said resonated with you, please leave a comment so that other people can also feel how they can connect with you across the globe, that all of us are not so different after all. And more importantly, click the like and subscribe button and the notifications bell so that we can continue to make videos on a regular basis to help you live a life that is more radiant and more aligned with your greatest prosperity and joy. And I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!